Welcome back to Advent of Vim 2025. This is day 22 and today we're going to talk about text objects. Special thanks go out to my YouTube channel members here, of course, and the YouTube super chatters and thankers, and the GitHub sponsors. As I said already before, you are my personal heroes, but also every other one that's watching, liking, subscribing, and just following along this series and my channel. Thanks for all the cool interactions in the comments as well and in the live streams. But now let's dive right into it. Hi, my name is Marco. Let's get started. So you can think of text objects as logical chunks of text. So we're in this example file to actually practice some of the stuff here. So let's jump down 9 lines here and work with our first text object. Text objects always come in two kind of flavors. There's the inner text object, that's just the content, and then there's the around text object, which also includes delimiters or maybe also some white space around them. So in this case, we have the quote objects here. And for example, we could visually select the inner quote object here. And this even works from the beginning of the line. In this case, Vim will just find the next quote text object. So I'm going to press VI quotes. And you see here, even though we were at the beginning of the line, Vim found the first quote text object here and visually selected it. And in this case, just the content of the quotes, because we use the inner quotes object here. Let's hit escape here and go back one word here just to show you that I can also do this from within the text object itself. So VI quotes again, double quotes. And you see we have the same selection again. Let's go back to normal mode again. And now let's try the around text object with VA double quotes. And you can see here the quotation marks here are also visually selected right now, and also the white space in front of it. So back to normal mode and back to the beginning of the line. And one of the biggest use cases for me is like, I want to just change the content of the quotes here in this line. I'm not even at the correct location here. I'm just going to press CI double quotes and I can just type away like and subscribe, for example. Maybe I can type, no, I can't actually. But this is a really nice use case I use all the time. Let's try this with around here. Let's do CA double quotation marks. And you see I can just change the complete line. Maybe you wanted to change the variable here from being a string to some kind of integer. And then this would have made this easier. This also works with parentheses. Let's have a look at that. So maybe I just want to delete all the content of the parentheses here in the wrap-gift method here. So I could do DI and then the parentheses. This also would have worked with the closing parentheses. And now all the parameters here are gone. Or let's say I wanted to yank everything that's inside the parentheses here, like the function arguments here, and I would need them somewhere else. I could just yank inner parentheses here. And now let's look at the registers, and you can see we just yanked this text here. So let's move on to the word objects here. So also words are text objects. So if I would be inside of this word here, I could visually select it with VIW. But now let's see what happens if we go to the gift wrapping station, for example, here. So let's hit VIW again, and you can see there's only this small section of this whole combined word actually selected. What we could do instead is use VI capital W, and this would actually get the complete word here with all kinds of special characters. So these big words are just delimited by actual white space. So let's try this again with this North Pole email address here, Rudolph. VIW again just only selects the .com here, or VI capital W selects the complete email address. All right, let's move on. This also works with curly braces and code blocks. So currently we are here inside these curly braces, and let's say maybe we wanted to indent this thing that's inside the curly braces. So what we could do is do the greater than sign, I, and then opening curly brace. And now the whole content inside this curly braces got indented. There's also an alias for that. So these are actually code blocks. We are in here, right? So you can use the capital B as the text object here. So I capital B would be the inner block here, or A capital B would be the outer block. So let's just select the outer block here. VA capital B selects the complete block here. And let's go on here. What else do we have here? Oh yeah, we have these tag objects in HTML, for example, right? So for example, we can use CIT to change the content of this P tag we are currently in. So CIT, and now we can write something else like, thanks for watching. So this is really helpful. Let's see what happens if we wanted to delete the complete paragraph here maybe. Let's try the around text object for that. So DAT, and the whole tag just vanished here. And again, we're still in this div tag. So let's say we wanted to change the complete content of this div tag. We can simply type CIT here and edit away. This is so great. I really love text objects, but this doesn't only work for code stuff. There are also text objects for paragraphs and sentences. So let's see how this works here. So I'm inside this sentence here, I help my sister, and let's just delete this sentence. We can do this with the is, or in a sentence text object. So let's do dis, and the sentence got deleted. But you see here, there is a white space left here, so let's undo this. Let's try the das thing. And this is probably what we wanted in this case. So the round version of this text object. This of course also works with paragraphs. Okay, these are a little bit short, so let's maybe just join a bunch of lines here together that you can see that we have a little bit longer paragraph here. And now we can do a DAP and delete the whole paragraph, or around the whole paragraph here. Let's undo this and do the IP, and you see there's some more white space left here. So after we annihilated this text here, let's go on to the next section. And here you can see there are some nested structures here. So let's say I wanted to select the brackets actually. So VI brackets, and I just got the brackets here. Now let's try out the parentheses from where we are right now. So VI opening parentheses. So it just targets the inner nested structure here. So you can do a lot of cool things here with this. So now we're inside this text object help section, and I can only, as always, recommend you, if you want to learn more about them, there are really many text objects here. I find them actually quite intuitive, but there are a lot of them, and you can just take a look at what's available here. And you see, I can go on and on and on. So I definitely recommend you having a look at this. And here we are again. Like and hype, subscribe, become a member, use the GitHub sponsors or Ko-fi links, do everything you know you should do. Share the video. I didn't even mention this once before, I guess. So share the videos, rewatch the videos. I don't know, do whatever you can to just support me in maybe still overtaking Primeagen in the long run. So I didn't get to the 1 million subscriber mark first, but there are a lot of other milestones we could get to, right? Like the 10 million subscriber mark. So you have the power to make this possible. I'm counting on you. I'm also counting on you being here tomorrow again. Thanks for watching. See you around and take care.